Hey guys, Delaney here. Today I'm going to show you how to do a basic rope braid. This is a two-strand braid, so it's a little bit easier if you're not as coordinated with your hands. One thing too is that there are a few misgivings about this braid if you don't know how to do it. It is not just twisting your hair. It is kind of, but it's more than just taking hair like this and then just twisting. It's not just, twisting it and then holding it, because if you do that and then you try to hair tie it or something, it's actually not going to stay. Well, it depending on how much grease and stuff is in your hair. Again, I'm going to do it on this. I'm not going to do any yarn with you because there is something, the yarn doesn't show up very well because it's already done part of the way, and it just doesn't hold. It kind of reacts the same way your hair does if you don't do it. So the basics of it is there are two ways to do this, kind of appropriate for two-strand braid. Divide it into two pieces, obviously, and then what I do is, I guess clockwise is, I think in the terms of a clock. This is probably going to be counter to you. It doesn't matter which way you go, as long as you do there's two types of twisting that you do when you're doing the braid. Each strand gets turned. I always turn the two strands clockwise, and then I twist counter. It doesn't matter what you do as long as the twisting of the two bands together is the opposite of how you twist the two bands by themselves. Does that make sense? If not, leave it in the comments. So again, I'm going to twist each strand clockwise. Now what some people do is they'll twist all the way down, and just do that. I guess it's the simple job thing. The only hard part is that they tend to come apart. When I learned how to do this first, I thought it would be easier to twist them all the way down. And then you just need to make sure that and then you just go like that. The thing is, they do tend to come apart. See, they're already untwisting because you want to focus up here. So what I do is I do twist a little bit. Don't get me wrong, I do twist a little bit. But then I don't worry about the ends, and then I just twist as I wrap. Just like so. Your fingers will get used to it. This does take a bit of practice, especially because your hands are like, oh, it's just twisting, and then no. You pinch with your fingers and twist, and then you twist with the rest of your fingers. I guess the pointer and the thumb just do the little twisting, and the rest of the fingers do the big twisting. One thing too is it does look very tight. That's good, because when you tie it off, it will loosen up. I'll show you here real quick. Almost done. Basically, it should look like, give you a really good look there. Yeah, that's good. If you can tell, it definitely has a lot more structure to it. Excuse me. And it's very obvious it's a twist. That's where the misgivings is, because the bigger twist. So there's a little twist and then the big twist, but the little twists are just as important, because they make sure the big twist stays. And it doesn't just unravel after you tie it off. So you'll tie it off. I'm not going to do it, but I'll just kind of loosely hold it, and see it will become a bit more loose. So that's one of the things with this braid. I've seen them. I learned how to do this on the internet. So I've seen this kind of braid mostly used in smaller pieces. They'll do like a rope braid back on each side, or do little rope braids down the front like I talked about in the braiding video. I have tried to do big ones. My hair is pretty long, but it will only go so far, and it comes loose. So this is one I definitely suggest for smaller. Also, if you one of the rules about braiding is braid in the direction you intend to place the braid. Even if you're not doing a French or a Dutch braid or something that is a directional braid, braid in the direction. If I wanted to do a rope braid back here, I would do it like this, and just braid back, because it'll create a whole bunch of bumps. That's why, and like if I wanted this ponytail facing this way, see how this creates this little, Now if you want to use that bump for an effect, go ahead. But you know, if I wanted to tie a braid back, it would create a very odd bump here. And some people actually use the bumps to frame their face better, but that's just a rule. So if you did learn how to, if you do know how to do a 3-strand braid, and you want to do like a headband braid, if this will go like that, you would have to do what I did here, or it would, hello, you know, which I don't think is very flattering for me. Some people do that. But that's just hair. That's just the way hair works. Braid in the direction you intend to have it finally, at least at first. So I braided down. So if I had done that, I wanted it down. Just because if you want to avoid those little bumps, and you want to avoid using a lot of bobby pins and hairspray, which is not necessary, to cover up those little bumps. It just saves you a lot of time and effort too, and then if something comes wrong and then suddenly it goes, and so that's how to do a rope braid. Thanks for watching. Please leave a comment and subscribe. It would be great to hear from you guys. Thanks, and I'll see you next time.